Hello and welcome to a bonus episode of Fresh Off the Reel. My name is Lib.
Hello, everybody. My name is Pat Lib. There's the bit.
That was great.
Thank you.
All right, so today we're doing a little bonus for you guys. A little short episode, mini episode for you guys here. We're gonna be talking about Mark Fischbach, aka Markiplier's first feature-length directorial film, Iron Lung. Went to theaters this one. We watched it in theaters. Yeah, and we went to a theater that I haven't been to in years. Like the last time I went to that theater was when the Lego movie came out. And going back to that theater so many years later, wow, I mean that I love that theater now. It's great.
Yeah, it's a nice theater. We should go there more often.
Yeah, especially now, like going to the theater downtown, like it's such a nightmare because you have to like park at the metro and then take the metro downtown. I think at this point, now that we have like access to vehicles, it's just better to drive to Laval.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, plus there's good restaurants around there. Anyways,
And it's a nice theater. Yeah.
a very nice theater. Um,
Not
so
the
I
flex our theater watching experience, guys.
sorry, guys. Sorry, Montreal has like the best theaters in Canada. But anyways, Iron Lung. So this movie got a lot of praise in the indie box office. It was like number one indie film on the USA charts, which was pretty surprising to me. Not just because of like, oh, it's such a small like indie film and like a lot of people know who Markiplier is, but he's never been in the film industry. It's his first time stepping into the film industry, and I mean, I guess Markiplier fans are really dedicated. It made like 11 times its budget. It completely obliterated in the good way at the box office, which is surprising.
I think today it hit 32 million or something along those lines.
Yeah, the budget was 3 million. So if it made 32 million, then yeah, it basically made 11 times its budget.
I mean, good for Mark, right? Like I think regardless of what we're about to say about this movie, I think it's a very good success story for Markiplier, and I am excited to see what he does next. I hope he continues to make more movies. It's very clear that he has a passion for making movies. This one didn't work for me though.
This movie, when I'm looking online and it's like I'm looking on different circles of like places where people discuss film. I'm looking on Letterboxd, I look on IMDb, and it's getting very high praise, which is surprising considering I didn't think it was that good.
Yeah, me neither. I gave this movie a 2.5 out of 5.
I gave it a 3 out of 5, which by the way is above average. That's 6 out of
Yeah,
10.
I don't think the movie's bad. I think it's average. I think for a first-time director, it could have been worse. Of course, I think he did a good job generally. The movie has its strong points. It has a lot of downsides though. Personally, I would not revisit this one again. But I am looking forward, and I hope Mark continues to pursue this, because I do think the behind the camera stuff in this movie, like everything behind the camera, the way it's shot, the set design, I think there's a lot of good there. Most of my issues are on camera, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think so too. Like I think the cinematography is very well done. The set is one to one exactly how it is in the game. Oh yeah, we didn't mention, not a video game podcast, but a little bit this time. Iron Lung is based on a video game of the same name, which was created by an indie developer named David Zemansky. I did play the game. I played the game back when before Markiplier even played it. I remember seeing this other horror YouTuber. I forget his name now. But another horror YouTuber that I watch played it, and I thought it looked really cool, so I played it myself. I thought it was very good. It's one of the better horror indie games that I've played.
I have not played the game.
The movie does a pretty good job at adapting what happens in the game. To give a quick synopsis of what you do in the game, this will also give a little bit of context for the movie. But basically, in this world, many thousands of years in the future, and there was a an event called the Quiet Rapture, and the Quiet Rapture erased every star and every planet from the universe, and the only thing that remained was space stations. So the only people that survived the Quiet Rapture were people living on space stations. It's a very huge apocalyptic scenario. Like every planet and every star just disappeared in out of like in a blink of an eye, gone. So there's only a few hundred humans left that exist. So they're searching. They're searching space. They're searching the universe for signs of life and maybe to find out what happened and what the Quiet Rapture was, what caused it. And they come across a moon, and on this moon there's an ocean of blood. So they're like, well, there's gotta be something here. Because they do a bunch of tests on the blood and they find out it's human blood. This doesn't actually, they don't say that in the movie. This is from the game. And I think David Zemansky said in interviews that the movie is a separate continuity from the game. Maybe in the movie it's not human blood, but in the game it is confirmed it is human blood. So they're like, oh, there's got to be something about something here. So they send a submarine called the Iron Lung into the blood ocean to take photos of the ocean floor and see what's there. And that's the basic premise. In the game, all you do is you open the map and you go to the points on the map by navigating on the sub, exactly the way Mark does in the movie. You take a picture and you go to the next point and you do that until the end of the game. The game takes about like 30 to 40 minutes to finish. There's 10 pictures to take. Once you take the 10 picture, you get a big jump scare and the game's over.
The movie does a decent job at adapting that. It's unfortunately not 30 minutes long though. They somehow stretched that into like 4 times that almost. So
yeah, so this movie is I think the full runtime including credits is 2 hours and 8 minutes, which is much longer than I think this movie should have been. I was expecting like an hour 30 minutes, an hour 20 minutes, something like that.
yeah, I think 90 minutes would have still felt long, but not too long. This movie's too long. I'll probably be repeating it a lot in this. But this movie's way too long, and you feel it. You really you feel the movie dragging its feet for so much of its runtime. I think it's the way it is because Markiplier didn't want to cut anything. Or maybe he thought things were looking or feeling more claustrophobic, more like I was about to say more better. He was trying to make things feel better by including a lot of the stuff he included. But there's so much of this movie. There's so much time wasted spent on still shots of Markiplier looking at something off screen or mumbling to himself or just shots of nothing really, nothing of importance that you could shave like a good 30 minutes off this movie and nothing of value could be lost. I don't know why it is the way it is, but it feels like a slog. And it's unfortunate because I wanted to like this one more. Not a fan of the game, not even really a big Markiplier guy, but just as a guy who likes movies, I want to support a first time director, and Markiplier is someone I know, so I want to see him succeed in this space. I still do, but someone needed to rein him in, I think, to cut stuff.
Yeah, like I'm also not a huge Markiplier guy. Like I watch I've seen a lot of his videos, but I don't watch every single one. Like I watch whenever he plays a new Five Nights at Freddy's game, I always have to watch a tradition, right? I was a big fan of Unus Honest, Memento Mori, but his like regular just like, his Let's Play stuff, I gotta commend it to him. He's one of the only people who are still doing regular traditional Let's Plays on YouTube, and it still works for him. I hope it keeps working for him because I do love the Let's Play format. But I'm gonna try my best not to think about Markiplier the YouTuber in this review. We're not talking about Markiplier the YouTuber. We're talking about Mark Fischbach, the director slash actor.
Yeah, and as a director, I think he's fine. I don't take a lot of issue with him sitting in his choices sitting in the director's chair. Most of my issues come from him on the screen as an actor and in the editing room. I don't know if he directed the movie. I'm gonna assume he didn't.
You mean edited?
Or he edited the movie, yeah.
He did edit the movie.
Okay.
Him and one of his editors for his YouTube stuff. His online name is Lixian. His first name is Luis, but I don't remember his last name. But yeah, his Luis is his editor.
I don't think he should have edited the movie. I think he should have had someone else to do it, and maybe someone who would have given him more input on what to cut and what wasn't necessary.
And like even like I don't think he should have edited it, and I don't think Lixian should have edited it either. I'm not doubting Lixian's editing style or like his editing ability. Like he does a very good job. But when it comes to a feature film, you got to edit differently than you would edit a YouTube video. And I think this movie would have benefited from a professional in industry editor.
Yeah, I agree. I think this movie just would have benefited from an industry professional in general. I know it's an indie movie, so he doesn't. It's a weird topic. We were talking about this with a friend of the channel, Two Man. I love referring to him as that. It's just funny.
Yeah, friend of the
Um,
channel, Toon Man.
we had this conversation with Toon Man and the rest of our group that we went to see the movie with. We were a pretty big group.
Yeah, we were
Um,
six.
I this is an indie movie, but Markiplier's not playing with indie movie money, and I think he would have benefited from having an industry professional kind of be over his shoulder, because he could have done it. He could have had someone. He has the resources that an indie director doesn't have, and I think he should have used it. I understand where he's coming from as someone who wants to pursue his own, like I have my own dreams and aspirations. So I get him wanting to kind of be the only person with a hand on the wheel. But there's a reason why directors have other people standing beside them in a big budget movie. And I think he needed someone to stand with him and be like the angel and the devil on his shoulder, to kind of guide him into maybe shaving down a lot of this movie. The audio mixing is not good. There's a lot of this movie that is inaudible. Really, I did not hear it, and I'm hard of hearing, so maybe that's on me. But I've heard that as a common complaint.
No, I agree with you. Like near the end of the movie, when what's Mark's character's name? Simon. When Simon starts like hearing voices and like they're all talking over each other. Like obviously, like I think it's intentional that you can't really tell what the voices are saying, but I think near the end of the movie, there are some things the voices are saying that you should absolutely know what they're saying, but you just can't hear it. It's just inaudible. And for a lot of the movie, when Simon is mumbling to himself, I feel like we should be knowing what he's saying. We should be able to hear what he's saying because he's like essentially he's thinking out loud. So we should know as viewers of the character, we should know what he's saying. But I think that is the intention. We're supposed to know what he's saying, but because of the weird audio mixing, maybe it was the theater. Maybe watching this with my headphones at my computer, it'll be crystal clear. Watching it in the theater, it was weird. It didn't. You couldn't really hear a lot of what characters were saying if they were talking over each other or if they were mumbling.
I don't think it was intentional. I think it was poor audio mixing, and it was a poor performance on Markiplier's part. I'm not calling him a bad actor. I don't. I've definitely seen worse actors. I've seen worse performances in big budget Hollywood movies. He mumbles to himself a lot. The way he speaks, the cadence in his voice is very dry, very monotone. We were making this joke when we came out of the movie, but he kind of has AAA Mario dialogue. If you know the meme, you know what we're talking about. That's on the scripts part, right? But he doesn't sound great when he reads his lines either. When he's portraying this character, I think he does angry pretty well, but every other emotion I find falls flat. And that's something that obviously will, with time, with practice, as he if he chooses to be in more movies, he'll get better at. But this, I don't think he should have starred in this. I don't think he should have edited it. I think he should have been in the director's chair, and that should have been his role, because he does not act to the level that he needed to in this movie.
We are with Markiplier 100% of the time. Like we're with Simon the entire movie. There is not there's very very little screen time where he's not on screen. So the performance needed to be not perfect, obviously, not like it didn't need to be amazing. It just had to be good. And I think it's good, but it needed to be good, you know?
I think it's passable. I think it's fine.
Like it's passable. I like Pat said, his angry when he's angry, it sounds really genuine. It sounds good. But when there was one part of the movie where he's crying and he's supposed to sound like really sad, and it just didn't work for me. That there was a clip of that scene that was in one of the first trailers, and I remember hearing it in the trailer and hoping that they would reshoot that because it sounded pretty bad in the final cut. It's still there. It doesn't sound very good. It sucks talking about Mark like that because I do think he's a great actor. Like if we see, of course, he's playing the Markiplier character in these movies, but if you've seen A Heist with Markiplier or In Space with Markiplier, he does a really good job. But in those movies, he's playing the Markiplier character. In this movie, this is one of the first times he's ever done a character that's not Markiplier. He has been in a TV show called The Edge of Sleep, and it's a few episodes long. It's not that long, but I haven't seen The Edge of Sleep, but I have heard that his acting in that show gets better as the show goes on. And by the last episode, you don't really know it's Markiplier anymore. It's just Mark Fischbach, the actor. And I was hoping I would see that in Iron Lung, but we didn't really get to.
I haven't seen the with Markiplier movies. For me, it's just it's a question of Mark just charismatic.
He's good in those. He's good in them because he plays Wilford Warstash, you know?
Sure, but the question is he good at playing that character, or is he just a charismatic guy? You know what I mean?
I think he's because there's multiple characters. It's not just there's Markiplier, there's Darkiplier, there's Wilford Warfstache, and there's a couple others. They're all like alternate universe versions of Markiplier, but he plays each one differently, and you can notice the difference. If you close your eyes and just listen to the voice, you can tell who's who. So
Okay.
he's good at acting.
Yeah, and he has been to acting school, so
Yeah, so he has been trained.
it's not like he's just a guy, right? He has a professional background, at least education wise, you know.
It's just that I think the combination of this being his first theater release and him being director and star and he wrote the script and he edited the movie. I think the combination of all of that, if you're a jack of all trades, you're a master of none. The thing he's worst at in this movie is his performance. Not to say it's terrible.
Yeah, it's not terrible. It truly isn't terrible. Like I said, I've seen performances in AAA movies and in big budget Hollywood movies that are worse than this. But it does take me out of the movie when I'm watching a scene that is near pitch black and Mark is mumbling to himself and the music is louder than he is.
There's so many parts in this movie where he's just staring at something, at an object he's holding, or he's staring at something, saying nothing. You just hear a low droning noise of the blood ocean, and oh my god, the scene where the power cuts out in the submarine, and he has to use the camera as a light, and it just drags on
It
and
drags
on.
on so long.
There's the part where he has to go in the crawl space and he's trying to tape over the camera button and it just keeps going. It keeps going and you keep thinking, get to the point.
And I understand that it's supposed to make you feel on edge. You're supposed to feel claustrophobic. You're supposed to be going a little crazy because Mark is going crazy in the movie, right? But I never felt like I was bothered. I was going crazy. I didn't feel the anxiety creeping up on me. I felt bored for like the middle of the movie in its entirety. Basically, I was bored. I think the beginning is fine. I like the last act. The middle is such a slog.
Yeah, the middle is just, yeah, there's no better word for it. It's boring. I was very disappointed in the middle because I always felt that Mark was able to, like, in almost every project I've seen him in, he's always able to keep your attention. But in Iron Lung, it just failed at keeping your attention. I I don't think I've ever yawned so much watching a movie in a theater. What one of the people we watched it with, brother, a friend of the podcast, Toon Man, fell asleep watching the movie. Granted, he did have a really long day, but he did fall asleep.
And I wanted it to succeed, and like financially, it did, of course, right? Um, for all intents and purposes, this movie was a success.
An overwhelming success.
I wish the yeah, an overwhelming success. Markiplier could literally, I mean, this was true before this movie came out, but he could just stop working, right? And he's set for life if he wanted to. But I hope he continues to make more because I want to see him grow into a stronger director. And we didn't even mention it, but like the monster in this movie looks really cool. The blood looks really good. The Iron Lung looks is beautiful. Like the set is beautiful.
Everything is practical. The blood is real. They ordered so much fake blood for this movie. I think this was all over the marketing for this movie, but they broke the record for the most fake blood ever used on a film set. And the Iron Lung is all practical. It's on a system of like hydraulics, and it moves around. It's controlled by a computer, and it moves around. I think the only things that weren't practical was when you see the monster, and of course the effects on the screen. But he did it practical, and that's commendable. It's very hard to do things practical, and it always stands to be true that if you do something practical, it just looks better. Take notes, Marvel.
Credit where credit is due. The big stuff, production wise, are all very high quality. It's all the stuff after where I take issue.
Yeah, it's just the length. If this movie, like, you could cut out so much of this movie. If I would love to see if anyone ever does a cut of this movie, like I'm sure someone will do a fan cut of this movie that brings it down to like 90 or 100 minutes, and I would be willing to watch that just to see what they cut out and see if it makes the flow of the movie a little better. But as it is, I will say I do recommend that you watch it. If you heard my synopsis at the beginning of this episode and you thought, wow, that sounds like a cool concept, then watch the movie, because it does adapt to the video game really well, and the new things that it adds to the story and the lore makes a lot of sense and really works. It's just the pacing of the movie is all over the place, and just it's too slow, and then sometimes it's fast, and then it slows down to a complete halt again, and it's not fun to watch. But if you do really like the concept,
Yeah.
and also if you're a big fan of Markiplier, then check it out.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think the only two scenarios I would recommend this movie is if you're a big fan of the game, but I would still say just play the game.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So if you want to see your favorite game be adapted, then it does a good job at adapting the game on a basic level. Or if you just love Markiplier and you want to support your favorite content creator, then go for it, give it a watch. It's not unwatchable, but personally, I don't see myself ever revisiting this. Maybe like a morbid curiosity, I'd watch like a fan edit of like a shortened version, but I would never watch the theatrical release ever again, and I wouldn't recommend it to people who are just looking for a movie to watch, who have no like prior attachment to Markiplier or.
I would agree. Like I think if you're just watching for a movie, like if you're just looking for a movie to watch this weekend, I wouldn't recommend Iron Lung. If you're looking for an indie horror movie to watch, I would maybe recommend Iron Lung, but I gotta say, it wasn't very scary. I kept expecting a jump scare, but it never came, which maybe it's supposed to be, but I would call it a thriller. I wouldn't call it a horror movie. It's a sci-fi.
It's because of how overly long the movie is. I'm not even feeling the like suspense behind everything. So like, it's creepy. It's a creepy movie. I was never scared. Even like the kill at the end with the monster, which is in the game you said was a jump scare. I haven't played it.
It's a pretty big jump scare.
But you see it coming. There's already like for like 5 minutes. There's like teeth in the iron lung and shit, and like you see him like congealing in blood, and like he's dying anyway. So like when the kill happens, I say, well, yeah, like I've been waiting for this to happen for the past 45 minutes. You know.
Yeah, that's kind of what it felt like
It
watching
doesn't
the whole
feel
movie.
satisfying.
Yep.
It's not satisfying.
Yeah, it's not satisfying, but But yeah, to I guess close this off. This movie is getting a lot of praise, so it I don't think we're outliers here. There are some people who have the same opinions as us. I'm not fully understanding all the praise. When we went to watch the movie, we went with a group of 6 people, and when we walked out, all 6 of us didn't like it. It would stand to believe that if this movie was getting overwhelming praise, that one of us would have liked it. But no.
I don't like saying this. I don't even know if I really believe it myself, but I kind of believe it. Like I'm at like a 60% believe it. I think if this movie was made exactly the same by anybody else, this Markiplier's name wasn't on it, it would not be the financial or critical success that it is.
Yeah, I feel like
And I
if
don't think people are ready to have that conversation.
I think if Markiplier's name wasn't on this movie and Markiplier was not involved in it at all, then people would go see it and say like, "Oh, it was a bad horror movie."
Apparently, not the worst horror movie video game adaptation to come out recently. Apparently, Return to Silent Hill is very bad. But, I guess Ireland has that going for it. But yeah, I don't think people would have gone to see this movie and it wouldn't be, I think it wouldn't be as praised or even like as bashed. There's a lot of haters for the movie too. I think this movie would have maybe found like its niche audience, but it wouldn't have made as anywhere near as much money as it did, and it wouldn't be getting the reviews it's getting. It's only because of Markiplier's name. I kind of believe that, and I don't think people are ready to talk about it.
Yeah, no, I think that's a factor. It's definitely a factor. It's a non-zero.
Yeah, it's a non-zero for sure. I hope Markiplier. Okay, I'm sure he knows that. I hope he doesn't feel that way though. I hope he still feels like he put his best foot forward, and I hope that if and when he comes back, he still continues to put his best foot forward. But I don't know. It feels like
Yeah, you could feel the passion. You could feel he truly loved the whole process of making this movie, and I really, really, really hope he continues, and I hope he makes more films, and I hope he continues to improve his directing and maybe his acting. But I think for the next movie. And I really want to say next movie because I really want him to make another one. I think for his next movie, I don't want to see him on the screen. I want to see his writing and his directing. I don't want to see his acting.
me too. Or if he is gonna be in the movie, I want him to pick a lane. If you're gonna act in it, act in someone else's movie. If you're gonna direct, get someone else to be in your movie. Don't write it, don't edit it. Maybe don't even do an adaptation.
Yeah, do something original.
Do something original. I'm sure if he is gonna write his next movie too, I think he's better off doing something original. I'm excited to see what comes next, but what I got didn't excite me.
Exactly the same for me. But yeah, so to say our ratings again, I gave it a 3 out of 5.
And I gave it a 2.5.
Yeah, so look, I'm very optimistic about Markiplier's next projects. I'm really excited to see what it is. I thought Iron Lung was a passable movie. Not great, but
Yeah,
not
it's
bad.
fine.
But yeah, so that's it for this bonus episode. Thank you guys for watching. This went a bit longer than I thought.
That's okay.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this bonus episode. If you liked it and you want to hear more, then check out our Linktree, linktr.ee/fresh off the reel. No spaces, no caps. You can find all of our other full length and our other bonus episodes there. And you could also recommend us a movie to do an episode about. And of course, you can see our Letterboxd account so you can keep up with what we're watching. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in a theater near you. Bye bye.
Take care.